Hello, everybody. Welcome to our session, a manufacturer's post-shipment approach to fend off IoT malware. It's so honored to be a speaker at Blackout USA this year. I hope everyone who attend the session enjoy our talk. Today, we are not going to talk about technical details, but would like to talk about what kind of activities we are trying to do to improve product security. After quickly reviewing the background, we will explain the concept of our IoT Threat Intelligence platform and introduce a self-protection for an IoT device. We will also cover why manufacturers develop a self-protection by itself. As a further discussion, we try to propose some idea of reasonable security required in the future. We have 2 speakers and 3 contributors for this session. I am Yuki Osawa from Japan, a chief engineer at Product Security Center, Panasonic Holdings Corporation.
This is Satoru Higuchi. I'm a senior engineer in Product Security Center in Panasonic Holdings. Thank you.
Before starting our talk, let me introduce the position of our team. We are from Product Security Division that provides business support to operating company in our company group. I will talk about the collaboration with business unit later in this session. We are not a security company, but a manufacturer. We have a wide variety of products, and as you can easily imagine, most of them are connected to the internet. Today, we will talk about product security from manufacturer's perspective. Okay, now let's get started. Background. As you can see, the number of attacks are continuously increasing, and many of them are targeting IoT devices. For example, at last year, 1/3 of total attacks were targeting IoT. I believe most of the attacks were caused by IoT malware, so I would show some recent trend of IoT malware. First, attack cycles are becoming faster. This example shows an IoT malware observed in the wild just after 2 days. A vulnerability was disclosed. Our system observed the same malware sample as well. Second, the complexity of malware. Traditional IoT malware consists of relatively simple techniques and functions, but Linux malware with complex flows, ransomware, are also emerging. For example, we have analyzed the malware with capability of downloading obfuscated modules in multiple phases and executed on memory without saving file on the system. We have concerns of possibilities that these types of capabilities are implemented in IoT devices in the future. Under such a situation, product security after shipment becomes more important. When considering that attack method evolves, we can say that the security level after shipment drops down over time. That is why firmware, security update of firmware is mandated by standards worldwide. Okay, well, is that enough? Does all of end users apply firmware update in timely manner? How about end of life of product? What happened after product support period expired? Next, we will talk about our IoT Threat Intelligence platform to address these challenges. Please go ahead, Higuchi-san.
Hi. From here, I will talk about IoT Threat Intelligence project in Panasonic Holdings called Astera. First, please allow me to explain the meaning behind the name Astera. Asura is a very famous Buddhist deity in Japan, which has 3 faces and 6 arms. I added TI of Threat Intelligence to this Asura and named this project Astera. This name expresses our attitude to fight against our product, just like Asura, who fight with using its many eyes and arms. Panasonic has performed various activities at each phase of the product life cycle. As mentioned earlier, the security strength of a product gets locked in at shipment. However, as attackers and attacks continue to advance, the relative security strength of a product decreases over time. The goal of Astera is to enable efficiency and reliability for each pre-shipment activity and to help prevent products from losing security strength over time. This is an overall view of the Astera project. First, on the top left, Panasonic IoT products are installed as honeypot to collect attack information. This collected attack information is analyzed using VirusTotal MITRE ATT&CK framework and turned into visualization using statistical tools. The analyzed information can be used, for example, as a reference to incorporated product security within the development teams and to ensure product security after shipment. We also use this information to educate and alert developers and management. These are photos of the showroom we have set up in Japan and Taiwan. Visitors are able to see some of IoT product honeypot we have installed. These IoT devices have public IP addresses and directly connected to the internet. They are also intentionally configured to be insecure. Malware collected here is sent to an IoT sandbox for both static and dynamic analysis. Our team, a manufacturer, operates this system, which enables us to collect the information on product models that have not made it to market yet or are still in development. This table shows an analysis of attack information against a subset of the IoT product honeypot using the MITRE ATT&CK framework. These IoT products were specially borrowed from the business unit that developed them and are more vulnerable than those available on the market, or are able to obtain more detailed logs. As the data shows, over 99% of the attack were reconnaissance and initial access. Devices that had the file sharing function open to the internet had suspicious files placed on them, but were not executed and deleted. These cases have been shared with the business unit in the form of a report. There have been other attack attempts, but so far, we have yet to observe a device being compromised in the system. Intelligence collected and analyzed by Astera can be utilized to improve activities at each phase of the product lifecycle. For example, the latest threat information and accumulated knowledge can be used not only to support pre-shipment measures, but also for post-shipment incident response. We are also developing Frame, a self-protection mechanism to prevent product from being infected with malware. This will be explained in more detail later in this presentation. Here is a pre-shipment activity that we are considering using the Astera data. At the Product Security Center, we have a team that tests products for vulnerability prior to shipment. After these products are shipped, they are tested regularly for new issues and vulnerabilities. In this case, reperforming all tests is not efficient, and as a company, it's necessary to optimize cost with performance. An idea currently being considered is to derive test items using Astera data, so that the number of test items can be reduced to manageable numbers. I'd like to turn things over to Osawa-san.
Okay, now I will talk about self-protection. THREAM, or Threat Resilience and Immunity Module. Its name was inspired from the situation and the COVID-19 pandemic. People got vaccinated and have immunity to the virus. Similarly, we would want THREAM be a solution for an IoT device to get immunity against IoT malware. The concept of THREAM is to prevent an IoT device from taken over and abused. Typically, IoT malware infects with vulnerable devices and forms a botnet, which is later abused for launching DOS attack. THREAM tried to stop the kill chain by detecting IoT malware and protect the device. THREAM works as a built-in anti-malware, and it detects and stops IoT malware inside the device. There's nothing required for end users to do. Just turning on a device and security feature is automatically enabled. One of the most important features we try to achieve is lightweight and minimum operational impact to an IoT device, because IoT devices don't have enough computing resources. As such, THREAM enhances the device's security. After developed THREAM, we evaluated its performance. Our strategy was to use all malware samples collected by our honeypot system and execute them inside real devices. But soon later, we had realized that it's so hard to do that. Testing on real devices are time-consuming tasks. Full automation of testing is quite hard due to the limitation of real devices. So we decided to reduce the number of malware for evaluation for efficiency. Evaluation flow. First, we listed malware based on its CPU architecture, and then cluster and sample to reduce the number of them. I will talk about how to do that at the next slide. At step 4, malware is tested if it runs on a device or not. Some malware fail to run on a device properly. Finally, after step 5, malware is executed in a device and SRAM detects it. Before running the next malware, a device is initialized to clean up its environment. Clustering and sampling. All malware samples are classified into groups based on their functionality similarity. And then we picked one from each group for evaluation. For example, we got 1,800 malware samples in the case of ARM architecture. We prepared 2 types of environment. Real devices are located in an isolated network to avoid unnecessary troubles such as being compromised, because debug functions are available on the devices. The other environment is a virtual environment with connected to the internet, because most of malware try to connect C&C servers via the internet. Here is the evaluation result. Detection rate vary on devices we tested. The maximum 86% of malware samples were detected by SRAM, which is not bad. We put higher priority for reducing resource consumption on IoT devices rather than malware detection rate. And we have confirmed that there was no big operational impact to IoT device from the result of this evaluation. Okay, now I'd like to talk about collaboration with business unit at a couple of next slides. Developers of product must be involved. An IoT device is specially customized for each product, and most importantly, debug functions such as login shells are removed from the products. That means we cannot install SRAM without developers' help. First, we try to highlight the importance of security as a matter for business unit itself. We exposed their product to the internet as a honeypot and wrote an attack report for them. We invited managers and developers from business unit to our showroom so that they could experience the attack is coming to their real product. And then, of course, trust is most important. Fortunately, we had trust relationship with business units for several years through product security activities such as vulnerability assessment. This slide shows why we manufacture, develop a self-protection by itself. First, self-protection should be implemented during product development phase. Second, a business unit can avoid the concern of sharing highly confidential information to outside of the company. Third, we, manufacturer, should consider and control a suitable level of security of our products by ourselves. I'll talk about suitable security at the next section. summary and further discussion. Is there anyone who wants perfect security? To me, it's not realistic. On the other hand, however, just cheap and easy would not be a good answer. So what's the reasonable security? I try to propose the idea of reasonable security required in the future. Reasonable vary on stakeholders, manufacturers like us, government, users, researchers, for example. It's important for all of stakeholders agree with each other, but today I talk about it from manufacturer's perspective. Requirements vary on industry. Especially for business product, there are industry requirements. So now I focus on consumer products. I've already talked about the importance of security after product shipment earlier in this session. The best is to keep firmware update, but it's not always possible. So I believe self-protection could be a reasonable option when a firmware update is not possible. Takeaways. First, continuous effort to improve product security based on product life cycle is required for manufacturer. Today, I propose the self-protection as an example. Second, we manufacturer need help from security vendor outside, but relying on them everything is not good. We should consider and control suitable level of security for our product by ourselves. Finally, we are seeking reasonable security. Today, I talked from the perspective of manufacturer, but the perspective from other stakeholders are also necessary for further discussion. Okay, that's all of our presentation. Thank you for listening.